What's up? I am Pete Wentz, and you're watching my Saturday night online Ask Me Anything chat. Shout out to Romeo for letting me talk to you guys tonight. Let's get into it. Hank from Hayward says, would you guys be up for writing and producing music for other artists? Yeah, for sure. Patrick definitely does that. Joe does it some. Me and Patrick have done it together some. Yeah, I think that there's room for songs that we write that are not necessarily Fall Out Boy. Hannah from Homa says, what would your superhero name be? Captain Starbucks. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I feel like that would be it, and I would just shoot venti cups at people. Skylar from Louisiana says, do you guys have a favorite song to play live? I think it changes. On the last tour I really liked playing, we just started playing 4th of July live, and that was a lot of fun. It was definitely rad, and it's just rad to switch it up, I feel like. Amanda from Bradford asks, if you could be anyone else for one day, who would you be? Who would I like to be for a day? The Rock. Yeah, that'd be fun to be The Rock, I feel like. Seems like he has fun life. Gwen from Chapmanville says, what is the craziest thing that has ever happened to you guys during a concert? This one time, we were playing in Manchester and the PA went out, and that was pretty crazy because there was like 13,000 people in this arena, and we weren't able to explain to them that we were rebooting the PA. So for a little bit, it felt like it was going to be, I don't know, it could have gone crazy. But yeah, we got it rebooted and then finished the show. It was awesome. Carly from Winnipeg said, and I feel like you've asked me this before, Carly. Carly from Winnipeg said, how did Fall Out Boy end up getting chosen to play the halftime show of the Grey Cup? I think that we got chosen because our songs kind of have been used in like highlight reels and stuff like that, and get played in stadiums and marching bands cover them and stuff, and so maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm not sure why, but that would be my guess. Alicia from Derby says, what made you decide to collaborate with Demi Lovato for Irresistible? It always seemed like Irresistible had room for some kind of duet or some kind of other perspective, even when we were just writing it initially. And then Demi's just got a rad voice, you know, and she's rad. We've just known her for a while, and it seemed like, I think we've kind of like thought about like doing stuff together and collaborating, and for it to come together and us to get it together was rad. But yeah, I think she just got an awesome voice that kind of stands out and makes the song sound like it's kind of completely different, like on steroids, you know, it's like Irresistible on steroids. Natalie from Toledo says, what is your favorite season of the year and why? Easy season. No, my favorite season is probably like summer. I like going on tour and playing amphitheaters and visiting people and barbecues and that kind of thing. Yeah. Althea from Staten Island says, why hasn't there been a Fall Out Boy and Drake collaboration yet? Will it ever happen? Drake doesn't seem like he has a lot going on. No. He seems really busy. I don't like to approach people with a collaboration just without having an actual idea or like having something meaningful. I think it would be rad to do a collaboration with Drake. I talked to him about it when I ran into him, but I didn't have a specific idea, so I don't want to just pitch a blanket collaboration. I would want to have a specific idea because I think he clearly has a vision for what he's doing, you know, and is super busy, and I would want it to be the perfect scenario if we did really pitch an idea to him. So stay tuned. Maybe it will happen at some point. We'll see. Melanie from Lexington says, what was it like playing the CMA Awards? It was cool. It felt like we were on a different planet, you know, like we didn't really like know anybody that well there, and we, you know, didn't dress like everybody else there, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, it felt like, we felt like outsiders, and everyone was super welcoming. So it was cool. It was cool to like play on stage and look out and be like, wow, there's like Blake Shelton and stuff, you know. Katie from Copenhagen says, who's the most shy out of all 4 of you? I would say that probably in some situations Andy Hurley would be the most shy. He can also be the most brazen as well, so it just depends, kind of, you know. I think usually it would be him, though. Emily from London says, what inspires you guys when you make your music videos, and how do you get the ideas of what they will be based on? Well, we always want to kind of make event videos, you know, like ones where people remember where they are when they see them, or are excited to see them, you know, when they come out. I think that music videos allow you to tell stories in completely different ways. And we grew up watching, you know, Guns N' Roses and Michael Jackson and these guys that created these kind of amazing music videos. And where do we get the ideas? I mean, I think that like sometimes we're like, oh, we can do funny videos and serious videos, and you know, we have our friends pitch us ideas and we pitch ideas to them. Yeah. Nicole from Farmington says, which album do you guys think you had the most fun making? Well, they're all fun to make, and they're all terrible to make at the same time. Like there's a lot of tension, and you know, I think that in this second era of Fall Out Boy, we've kind of learned how to make albums without driving each other as crazy. So I guess probably American Beauty, American Psycho was the most fun one to make. Say Rock and Roll was a lot of fun to make too. That was the one we ate the most pizza and stuff while we were making. It was fun, for sure. Julia from Springfield says, what is your favorite thing about your hometown, Chicago? I think the food in Chicago is awesome. I also like hanging out at Lake Michigan in the summer. I think it's awesome. It's rad and everybody's out, and it's just great vibes. Kyle from Oroville says, do you ever get your own song stuck in your head, and which one does it seem to be the most often? Not a ton, you know. Only if we're like doing like a repetitive thing, like a music video, or we're like shooting a thing. Sometimes then it'll get stuck in my head. I got Thomas Rhett's song stuck in my head when we were doing the CMAs, and I was basically humming that the whole time. Yeah. Do you guys, Natalie from Valencia says, do you guys plan on making another album after Wintour? I don't know. I'm not sure like what the plan is, you know, like I think it's too far in the future. Maybe at some point. We'll see. Mindy from Las Vegas says, what do you each have as the lock screens on your phones? I have my kids as my lock screen on my phone. I don't know what everybody else has. I would assume probably a picture of me. Ron from New York City says, what was your favorite part of the CMA Awards? I don't know. My favorite part of the CMA Awards was watching everybody else's performances, because it was just completely different than any other award show that we've ever been to, you know? Serena from London says, who came up with the Wintour pun? The Wintour pun, I believe, was come up with by our friend Gabby. She has a lot of puns on her brain. Yeah. Shout out to Gabby. Grace from Charleston says, what made you decide to make American Psycho again with rap remixes? I mean, I think that doing things that are different, doing things that are outside of your comfort zone is important when you're making weird pop music. I also think that we're really influenced by a lot of hip hop, and I don't think that people, for some reason, know that. So it felt like it was something that would be fun to do. Anna from Brazil says, if you guys had to choose any song of Taylor Swift's to make a collab with, what would it be? I've been listening to Wildest Dreams a lot. Maybe it would be fun to do that song. Yeah. I don't know. Chris from Edmonton says, can't wait to see you at the Grey Cup. Have you ever been to Winnipeg before? Dress warm, Pete. Shout out. I just got some boots. Chris, thanks for looking out. And we have been to Winnipeg before, but a long time ago. So we will see you there. Kathy from Marietta says, do you have any pre-show rituals? We high-five each other in a certain order before we play every show. It's gone wrong a couple times and not been good. Patty from Sydney says, what is your least favorite word? My least favorite word would probably be moist. That just is a bummer to hear. It's weird. For sure. Carter from London said, if you had to rename your band, what would you choose and why? Coming up with a band name is like kind of the hardest thing ever. And now there's just like every band has a name and every name has been used. So I don't know if we could come up with another name. Carter from London, that would be our band name. Kaylee from Birmingham says, if you guys had to choose one more, I'm trying to work out this question. Kaylee from Birmingham says, if you had to choose one more female artist to be on Make America Psycho Again, who would it be? Maybe Kid Sister would be cool to have. I don't know. There's like a bunch of cool. I'm trying to think of like semi-underground rappers. Would be cool. Kid Sister, I like her a lot. Yeah, I mean, I like Nicki Minaj a lot. She's not very underground, but she'd be cool. Jen from Orlando says, who's a hip-hop artist you still really want to work with? There's a bunch, to be honest with you. Drake, obviously, but there's, I guess other artists that would be cool. It would be cool to do something with Outkast or individual members of Outkast. It'd be cool to do something with Wu-Tang. Yeah, I don't know, or just or just maybe even RZA or something. I don't know. We'll see. Ciara from Northampton says, "What's the first CD you bought?" I think the first CD I bought was Slayer, Decade of Aggression, which was a double disc live album. Anyways, this was a blast. I wanted to thank Romeo again for letting me answer all your questions and hang out with you guys.